Suddenly, everyone got a fright as behind them, Matilda Mouse jumped from behind a berry bush and shouted "Boo!" as loudly as she could. After they all had stopped shaking, her friends laughed, all except Hank. "Silly Hank," said Matilda, "you are just no fun." However, before Hank could reply, another noise made everyone turn around. This time, though, there was no boo of surprise and no laughter afterwards, because there before the class was a very large and very hungry snake, his magical eyes twinkling with delight as his tongue spiked forward. "Hmm. Lunchtime," said the snake. It was at this point that the class realized that Miss Squirrel had not returned from chasing Matilda. The class was alone. Squeaks of fright squeezed out of the little animals' mouths. Matilda and her friends all hugged each other, fearing that this was the end. Suddenly, though, Hank was scared no more. He found a way to save the class. He knew just what he had to do. "Quick, everyone, down this hole," he shouted as he pointed to a hole under a hanging chestnut tree. The animals stared at him and then jumped down the hole. Hank followed, only to be stopped by Matilda, who looked very angry. "Hank, we are trapped now, you foolish hog." But before she could add to her insult, Hank jumped up and flipped himself into a ball. Next, he rolled towards the mouth of the hole and blocked it with his pointy sharp spikes. There would be no lunch for the snake today. Later, back at school, Miss Squirrel was telling the head teacher, Mr. Owl, about what had happened and how the snake had fled Hank's pointy spikes. After the snake had slithered away, the class had quickly returned to school, and each one had thanked their new friend Hank. Matilda gave him a big hug and apologized for what she had called him before. Hank was not odd. He was a hero and her new best friend. Hank, who was still unused to lots of attention, turned pink and popped into a ball as all his new friends cheered him.